who has grown up and he has done things that he's dreamed about and that I've dreamed along with him. And they're coming true for him.
In high school, Jeff led teams in 3 sports to state championships, but he was best known as number 3, the star quarterback of the football team. He was a hard worker, also a linebacker on defense, and the punter. Like his 3 brothers, Jeff was recruited by Joe Paterno and Penn State as a quarterback, but the coach apparently changed plans.
I don't think Joe ever came out and said that he wanted to make a linebacker out of me. My 2 older brothers had gone to Penn State as quarterbacks and ended up as linebackers.
So Jeff took charge of his own football career and transferred to West Virginia University. He looks back on that decision as the pivotal point in his entire life. He finally played football the way he knew he could. He was a Rhodes Scholar candidate, and he met Vicki Nealon, whom he married right after graduation.
There was just something interesting about her that caught my eye. It just so happened that she was also the head coach's daughter. So I was really risking a lot here because I took a lot of flack from teammates, but it was well worth it.
In 1984, Jeff was drafted by the New York Giants. He never thought of himself as a backup quarterback, but in 4 seasons, Jeff never threw a pass. Instead, he did whatever he could. Late this season, though, with Phil Simms injured, Jeff was finally center stage again. And after beating the 49ers last weekend, he called his family, reaching his 5-and-a-half-year-old son, Jason.
When I called him, and I said, Jason, do you know where we're going? And he did come out and said, yeah, Daddy, we're going to the Super Bowl. And they were really excited to come down and not so much go to the Super Bowl, but to watch Daddy play.
Vicki and Jeff have 3-and-a-half-year-old Justin and a 3rd child due in April. Jason, their oldest, was born with a heart valve defect.
I had a real tough time the first 11 months of life. It was a real struggle. It's a tough thing to talk about a little bit. I don't know why this just happened, but I'm just really thankful that you know, that I have a 5-and-a-half-year-old, and really blessed.
Jason is, in Jeff's eyes, a miracle on earth, and he gives his father perspective on this weekend.
When I look back over my life and say, you know, what was your greatest thrill? Even if we win the Super Bowl and I can say I'm going to Disney World, that won't be my biggest thrill in life.
So Jeff Hostetler becomes a daddy for the 3rd time in April. He said he and his wife, Vicki, do know the sex of the child. When I asked, of course, he wouldn't tell me. And Brent, another example of his family closeness this morning, Jack Root says he spied Jeff sneaking out of the hotel early to have breakfast on Super Bowl Sunday with his brothers.
Thank you, Beth. And Jeff, wearing number 15 and warming up, is going to be fighting a numbers game here today, as Jim Kelly will be wearing the Super Bowl's luckiest number.